Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Paige Hebert. I am a commentary YouTube creator who talks about pretty much whatever is on my mind, and I'm also a visual artist when I'm not at my day job. So I wanted to talk about this as somebody who is part of the alternative goth community because it's going to be kind of a more controversial video for those who are more left-leaning and politics as a goth. You're probably not going to like this video because there's a lot I have to tackle in. Now, for those who probably have been living under a rock, which I think everybody should know what has happened around back in November 2024, President Donald Trump was reelected again, and it had a lot of mixed reactions, let's be honest. But I am bringing this up because as somebody who is not only on the autism spectrum, but I also identify as more as goth or gothic, as more people would kind of specify with me, because I'm not completely dressed in black all the time, but that's besides the point. I looked up the definition, what goth is and what the basics of it is, for those who don't quite understand what that means. All it mainly just means we're into macabre and like the arts and music of the macabre, and like basically we're into more the dark, mostly dressed in like black, like we said, and the more darker subjects. That's mainly what it is. I mean, I'm gonna show you the basic definitions right here. Now, I'm also going to show you the definitions between Democrat versus Republican, because I think we forget what it actually means nowadays, especially here in the Western, especially who live in the United States, which they should know, but unfortunately, a lot of the people have become really stupid now more than ever. So the main logistics of Democrat versus Republican is that Democrats want more government, the government could do. Republicans just want less government and less of what the government can do to us. So that's the main stick of it. For those who don't know, I have identified myself more as a little bit more conservative than the liberal side nowadays, considering I'm more the anti-woke goth here. And before people come down to the comment section below, I know I'm going to get maybe some comments like this last comment here on my why I voted for Trump despite being autistic and being goth here. I've had comments like this before, so I am aware I'm going to get comments like that again, but I'm not going to let it get to me. So the reason why I'm also talking about this is because one of the bands I listen to, not all the time, but pretty frequently, Vision Video, specifically the vocalist Dusty Gannon, made these threads, posts here. I'm going to show you what they all said. I don't know about you. Listen, you can identify yourself as a liberal. That's fine. You can identify yourself as conservative. Fine. This is what I have a problem with. When you make posts that anybody who voted for Donald Trump or is even slightly conservative are not allowed at your shows, I have a problem with that because you have a responsibility as a band, as a musician, not to spread very occult, I wouldn't even really call this a cult with this fan base of Vision Video, but they have this kind of cult-like mentality where because somebody thinks politically that isn't 100% theirs, they're automatically not gonna be invited to the shows, even though they probably bought a ticket to your show. That to me is very damaging. And that one post I just showed you where he lost some followers, but he gained some, I think that should show you right there that people are tired of this bullshit. People are tired of this whole rhetoric because of one political side or the other, that you're automatically banished from the fan club or the community. That's fucked up. I do not like that. And this is honestly why I've really stopped listening to, not really stopped listening to, but not listen to frequently like people like Morrissey or the Smiths, because I know there's going to be a lot of like vegans and vegetarians over in his fan base that are going to demolish people who eat meat once in a while. It has happened and nobody really talks about it. So yeah, it's not just Morrissey that acts that. So he already lost fans because of that from day one. And of course, he's pretty much irrelevant because he's known as the dickwad that nobody wants to associate with. I'm just warning this particular band, Vision Video. I mean, you could say whatever you want, but there are pretty much consequences to what you say online at times. Now, this is coming from somebody who's like, freedom of speech here, you know. You could say offensive shit all you want to online, whatever. It really just kind of comes down to are you saying all this because you believe in it? Or are you doing this because maybe your publicist or somebody in the management don't want you to, be any somewhere conservative? Because there has been times where, celebrities have said things that, they only said it to protect their image or whatever. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the same thing with this band, but I am just pointing this out because I don't know what you gain out of telling your fans all of this, that just because if they voted for Donald Trump, or, oh, I've never heard of a fan that's listened to our music that also voted for Donald Trump. It's very skew in black and white, and I do not like that. Now, I know that Vision Video, the band, has pretty much made music being against fascism and against racism and talking about what happens to minorities. I am aware of that, I'm against about that too. But when it comes to like just being very woke and being very black and white, that, oh, only goths, if you identify as a goth, you have to be liberal. I do not like that. And if there are anybody who is part of the alternative community, emo, goth, that is more conservative or even independent, leave it down in the comments below, because I am curious about that. It's just sad that I had to make a video about this, that just because you're part of the alternative or goth community, you have to be a liberal 100%. The fact that I have to say that tells me that people need to re-educate themselves and hopefully get the help that they need. But that's all I really wanted to say. This is something I wanted to speak out on because I don't really know anybody else in part of the goth community that's really talking about this besides myself. I know I talk about it on Twitter more about it. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching. And if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you like more of my content like this, hit the subscribe button. I left my link tree down below where you can find my social media and my art shops. And yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys are having a great day. Take care and stay safe.